again.
Hi, I'm Orna Walters.
And I'm Matthew Walters.
And we're known as the Power Couple because we help our clients step back into their power and into love.
And, you know, we love movies. We both worked in entertainment, and we both really, had that whole fantasy and joy about movies and entertainment pretty much our whole lives. And so we love to always go and check out movies. And one thing we both love is we love animation. And recently we saw the new Disney movie out, Tangled. And it really made us think about, especially Disney, about how these animated movies that sort of come from our childhood are really there to sort of set in place a lot of myths about relationship.
So, for example, Tangled is really a Rapunzel story, and we really enjoyed it. We really loved the movie. It's got the music, it's great animation, and it's Disney. It moves your heart in a very specific way. And one of the criticisms we had of the movie after the fact was, sort of on the walk to the car, we were both talking about how in the movie it sort of sets up for young girls anyway, right? Because that's the attraction of this particular genre, and this fairy tale idea of being able to reform the bad boy, right?
So, what in a sense happens in this story is the girl learns to really receive her value, her worthiness, and transforming, the guy who is the bad boy, who's the rogue, who's the thief. And how often do we see that story in relationship, right? How often do we see that story about women, wishing if they could just change him, if they could just, take that part and make him into a better man, then he would be perfect, right?
And the reality is you can't change someone else, right? You really can't. The only way that somebody changes is if they want to do the changing. And usually most of those transformations happen after you've hit a low point in your life, and you're usually alone when that happens. So most change happens when you're on your own, not in a relationship. We don't change for someone else. And that change is not something that we can do. Changing our behavior is one of the most difficult things that we can do. It's possible to do, certainly, but there has to be a desire there on the person. We can't change for someone else. We can't make someone else change.
And I think oftentimes part of the fantasy is the desire that he's going to have to change is because of the girl, right? She's good enough and sweet enough and pretty enough, and so, I'm going to change for her because she's awesome, right? And the truth is that's not really how it works. He's going to change because he wants to change for himself. And I think the flip side of it is this idea of being worthy to receive, right? I mean, if you can take that bad boy and turn him into a good guy, then boy, that says a lot about how great you are.
Boy, aren't you special then? Right?
And what we want you to know is that specialness is already there inside of you. You don't have to change anyone to be worthy to receive love.
Right, because the love that you really seek is inside of you. And when you're in rapport with yourself and you're able to have a great relationship with yourself, that's when it gets reflected back to you through the eyes of your beloved.
Yeah. So certainly continue to enjoy those great Disney movies, because we will too, but realize they're not a good template for finding true soul partnership.
No, and also remember that, that whole happily ever after thing, after the credits roll, there's still a life to be living, right? And so that's a whole different story, right? Once that commitment starts, then there's a whole relationship to be having, right? It doesn't end in that moment of like, ooh, we love each other.
Yeah. We love each other. Roll credits.
Yeah, exactly. So if you'd like to know more about us and our work, just check us out at creatingloveonpurpose.com. And actually, we have something special there. Every week on Mondays, we send a love note out to everybody on our list. So if you're interested in getting a love note weekly, just sign up at creatingloveonpurpose.com.
Okay. All the best.